The Patriots Pregame Show is presented by Dunkin'. You just got a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, hash browns, and a coffee for $6. Order now only at Dunkin'. Participation in times may vary. Prices vary in California and Hawaii. This is a limited time offer. This is the Patriots Pregame Show fueled by Dunkin'.
He throws it left, easy pitch and catch, uncontested, touchdown, Hunter Henry.
What an utter mismatch.
The Patriots Pregame Show is your source for all the latest news and information before every game.
Throws it left, puts it into his hands, touchdown Patriots, inside the left part of the end zone.
Patriots Nation, welcome to the Patriots Pregame Show fueled by Dunkin'.
Welcome into the Patriots Pregame Show. It is the regular season finale here at Gillette Stadium. Paul Perillo, Mike Dussault, I'm Kwani Lunis. Thanks for tuning in. And as usual, the energy around Gillette Stadium is exciting, but mainly because they're playing the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I was just a little surprised. There was a little bit of traffic coming in this morning.
lot.
I didn't know what the traffic situation was going to be like. I don't know what it was like for you, Paul, but...
Well, I get here early, guys. I don't really deal with traffic.
Shame.
I work a little harder.
Yeah, but it did seem a little bit crowded. I mean, I think people are taking the opportunity to maybe enjoy this, a little bit of a stress-free game before
I
next
felt
week.
that. Like, just walking through the parking lot, Deuce, I felt like and we've had this conversation a little bit off air, too, just how much has changed in 1 year. This game last year was just... It was like a funeral march. Mm-hmm. And then, sure enough, we're in the middle of our post-game show, and the head coach ended up losing his job. Mm-hmm. Just to contrast that to what we're dealing with now. And there was like sort of an energy, Kwani, to your point. The playoffs are around the corner here. The Patriots, if they're fortunate enough to win a playoff game, they're guaranteed 2 home games if they can advance. Might even be more than that. We get into some of these scenarios here. Mm-hmm. If Denver, doesn't take care of business out in against the Chargers, then the Patriots would have a chance with a win today to jump into the number 1 spot. So I am really just amazed with, and I feel that energy in the parking lot coming through. Just how much this team has progressed in 1 calendar year. It's night and day. It's unbelievable.
No, I appreciate you, Deuce. When I walked in, you're like, we really just need to take a deep breath and enjoy the fact that the Patriots have gone so far in 1 regular season.
Yeah, well, we've made it through the regular season. I think it's all eyes are on the playoffs next week for sure. But it's the last few regular seasons we've experienced here have not. And Paul pointed out last year, I mean, even 2 years ago with, last Belichick lost to the Jets out there on the field. I mean, it hasn't gone great, but you're in a totally different position right now. And I think just taking a moment to tip the cap for all of us who powered our way through here these last 4 months. But the biggest things are still to come. So the fun starts next week. But we'll send this team off with a nice little party today, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. And in the post game, we'll talk obviously a little bit more about the playoff scenarios because we'll have a little more information at that point.
We'll know everything we need to know in the post game show. But
so stick around for that later.
Win and you're guaranteed the number 2 spot at worst. Mm-hmm. Win and have a Chargers win in Denver, you get the number 1 spot. Yep. So that's basically what's on the line right now. Jacksonville is rolling, so you don't want to lose. Right. The Patriots lose this game to Miami somehow, they could fall behind Jacksonville and drop to the number 3 seed. So there's still something to play for here. The number one thing for me here is just I'm looking at last week in the Jets game and the manner in which that game was. I'd like to see it again. And that's we can get into the keys and whatnot, but I mean I don't think Miami's got a whole lot of players that are playing in this game. Yeah, they're regulars anyway, so good opportunity to get some guys back, Mike. The injury list has been shortened considerably.
Exactly. And no surprises
Good news.
On the list right now for the Patriots. Harold Landry, Robert Spillane, Marcus Bryant, Jared Wilson, Caden Wallace, Kyrus Tonga, and Tommy DeVito as usual. So no surprises this week.
No real surprises. And I guess as we get into the keys, I will talk about who is coming back from injury.
So let's cue it.
You've waited all week for...
The whole team's in the locker room right now just listening to this, waiting to hear what you're going to say.
Here are this week's keys to the game.
Deuce, with that tease, do you want to go first?
Sure. It's the return of Big Will and Milton. I mean, I saw what you guys had, and I definitely agree with what your keys are. But I just wanted to highlight the 2 guys that they're going to get back today, which is Milton Williams and Will Campbell. Still looking back through some of the stats, I mean, Milton Williams is still leads the team with 7 run stuff. So even though he missed 5 games there, he's still up there with the league leaders. I think it just shows a little bit of, the lack of impact that they've had behind him. And, he's just a really good player. And I think when you get into the playoffs, there's nobody you'd rather get back than Milt Williams. And then Will Campbell, showed up in practice this week, no injury designation. So that's a, positive sign. I think that points to him, not only going, but he might go wire to wire today. I don't know if that's smart. I guess we'll see as the game progresses how it's going, if they want to maybe rotate some guys and get Lowe back in there. But, just to get those two guys back, get them some game action today, knock the proverbial rust off a tiny bit. Two important parts of your team, and it's good to be getting healthy at the right time. Still, though, no Robert Spillane, was back at practice on Friday, and no Harold Landry. So those are two guys that you're kind of holding your breath for. Kairos Tonga, I'd put in that mix too. Defensively, come back next week for the playoff game. Who's able to go? Are those guys, tip-top shape? Are they going to have to tough it out even a week later? That's still a big question mark. But for now, Big Will and Big Milt, welcome back, guys.
Yeah.
I like it.
And the best news, the best injury news in my view was the fact that Spillane was able to get back on the practice field, because I was starting to have some legitimate concerns about, his availability in the postseason. I'm not telling you this is a guarantee that he's available next week for a potential wild card round game, but I certainly looked at it as a very positive sign toward that end. So I think Mike's right. The injury situation seems to be on the rise. For me, I just want to take everything that happened last week and see it happen again.
Touchdown.
Copy paste.
Touchdown.
Right.
And I don't care what the score is, but I'd like to see the Patriots play well early in this game, establish control of the scoreboard immediately, and then if Mike Vrabel and the rest of the coaching staff feel the need or the desire to get some guys rest, I would certainly welcome that. Drake May is not going to get hit on the sideline unless Vrabel himself hits him, which is probably a possibility. You never know. But I just would like to keep guys healthy in this game. I think the Patriots should be able to win it. I mentioned just some of the guys: Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane. Obviously you're already dealing with a third-string quarterback in Quinn Ewers. So most of the Dolphins' key guys are not going to be part of this equation. I think you should be able to do something similar to what you did to the Jets last week. So just repeat that performance.
Absolutely. And of course, I started the season with a corny key to the game, so I had to end with the regular season, at least with a corny one. Finn is strong. Obviously, the Fins up mantra for Miami. But like you mentioned, Paul, we know Tyreek Hill's not in this game. Tua. Like
go right down the
you're
list.
basically playing a college football team in some ways. So there's no excuse not to win this one. It's really self-explanatory. Finish the season strong, and hopefully, if all goes right with the Chargers, then maybe you get a number one seed in this.
Yeah. I like how this is kind of bookending the season, and your first win of the year came off of a home loss opening here against the Raiders. Not great. You had to go down to Miami. Always a tough place to play. Big win. A lot of the coaches, you've heard them talk over the last couple of weeks that they're really impressed with how the team reacted to that first loss of the season. So definitely not the same Miami team. We're not viewing the same Miami team.
No.
I know we'll have our Behind Enemy Lines guest in a second to find a little bit more about what direction the Dolphins are headed. But, for right now, just get another AFC East win and finish 5-1.
And I'd be interested when we do go Behind Enemy Lines just to see what the mindset of the guys playing. Because, I was talking a little bit about the Patriots almost like a blessing in disguise. When you're missing some guys and you're giving some opportunities, some of the lesser-known players, you can get a good effort. I wonder if Miami's hoping to see some of that. Like last week, they had a good win over Tampa Bay. Obviously Tampa Bay was playing hard. They had the whole, everything to play for, just like the Patriots. And they had a Quinn Ewers to, is it Theo Peace?
Oh, yeah.
Pease.
Pease.
Touchdown pass. There's young guys that are
Wheeze, sorry.
Theo Weeze.
Thinking of the Pease field.
But there are young guys that are trying to make their way in the league and put some good tape out there for everybody to see and establish roles in their organization. I wonder if maybe this will be a little bit more of an effort on some of the younger players for the Dolphins than we saw last week against the Jets. Because I thought it was a combination of a lack of talent for the Jets, but also at times a lack of desire.
Yeah, well, I think it goes to your point, Paul, too. Just a good start and not really giving
don't give them any reason
and guys to let's face it, if they get a little momentum, they score, they're going to start feeling good about themselves. And a bunch of players who maybe are still trying to secure jobs for next year, show what they can do, put out good tape.
Yep. You
give them the opportunity then to get some momentum and play better than you hope. So I agree with Paul's point. Get out there. Score early, run the ball, and then try to get guys like Dearness Johnson some carries and, Efton Chisholms of the world, those lower guys. And, it goes back to the point, too, made last week of just some uncertainty on the defensive side of the ball. So it's another opportunity for a guy like Corey Durden to get in there and get some more playing time. I mean, they're going to have to rely on some of these guys next week.
So, it's week 18.
It is week 18.
Is this week 18 red zone?
I think so.
So this is a sad time for Paul because this is the last
The end of the red
opportunity
zone.
that I have to be Red Zone Paul.
We need
play
the
that
song at
song
some
one last
point. Yeah, let's hear the song.
And I do think, and I know some people, I'm sure
hate
people
that you
get
watch
tired
it.
of me talking about what's going on in some of the other games, but I do think this little chime in
Yeah.
has some relevance.
Let's hear it.
I'm finding it interesting just looking at some of these games of teams that aren't necessarily locked into their seed have already sort of downshifted. I'm looking at Houston right now, trailing at home. C.J. Stroud's not playing. He's on the sideline. Davis Mills is playing. So they obviously don't care if they're 5, 6, or whatever, with the seed, may be.
6, 7.
Because
Stop, please.
I purposely said 5, 6, Mike.
He just
Not
want to
only
keep
because
going
I
with the
didn't want to
number.
do this, but also because I think those are the only two options.
Right.
Don't let the facts get in the way of my joke, Paul.
So, and it's funny because the Texans are actually mounting a drive with Davis Mills. I mean, they put 23 on the board with Stroud, too. It's not like they weren't moving the ball in the first half. But I do find it interesting that they don't necessarily view this game as something worth going all out for. Maybe when they saw the score at halftime of the Jags game, because they still had the division to play for.
Yeah.
And when, the Jags were up 31-7 at the half, it's now 34-7. Maybe they decide, well, we don't really care if we're, 5 or 6. I think there's tremendous value in being 5 because that means you would play the Baltimore-Pittsburgh winner as opposed to, someone who I think can knock you off, but maybe they don't care about playing Jacksonville.
Yeah. Along those
scared.
lines,
Because the 6 would play Jacksonville or the Patriots, depending on what happens with the Patriots.
along those lines, the Patriots will end up playing Jacksonville next year. That as long as they hold on
Like
to
Garrett.
win this game, that'll be last night was determined they'll head to Seattle as well. You have 3 different spots that you finish the
There's
same
another
spot,
good Vrabalism right there, Mike. I heard it. Go to
play the
Seattle.
Jacksonville Jaguars down in Jacksonville, where it's going to be hot, and the Seahawks. And then we're waiting tonight. The winner of the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game will finish in first place in the AFC North, and the Patriots will host that team next year as well.
So exciting. Despite the fact that we talk about reps being important for the younger players, especially for the Patriots as they look forward to the playoffs, but what else do you think the Patriots can learn from this game, if anything?
I mean, I'd love to see Drake just get out there and throw a couple more easy touchdowns just to
Further secure
just
the
to cap
MVP
it off. I mean,
conversation.
it'd be nice to see. I mean, last week watching him do what he does best against that Jets team was just really fun, and seeing him. I don't know. I was a little bit afraid at the bye week of, you've had a great regular season. How are you going to come back after the bye week? And, Buffalo game didn't go quite the way they wanted. But then with the rebound, wins after that. And, the last couple weeks with big win against Baltimore and then, the win last week against the Jets. It's been encouraging to see a team that, isn't getting too high on themselves. It was going to go into the bye week and kind of turn around and just lay a dud here over these last 4 games. So I still think there's an aspect to this game. You want to finish strong. You want to put an exclamation point on the end of this season. I will say, though, I kind of enjoy the fact that they've already won the AFC East. So, yes, it'll be great to win a game today, but it's not going to be this huge celebration. It's going to be pretty much
Locking
really
in.
quickly turning the page right to the playoffs.
So I don't know if you know Kwani, but Mike and Fred are kind of anti-fun. So they don't,
Yeah, obviously.
they don't like celebrating after turnovers.
Not too close to the playoff game.
Right.
I know,
You know
Paul's,
what,
Paul's joking.
No, not really. You guys don't really like fun.
No.
Celebrations. Well,
Fun is
we're
great.
against.
I like
How do you feel about celebrations? I'm against them.
Not really do it.
I'm
We
against
already
them.
celebrated. We got it over with.
Got it over with. That's still something to tip your hat to a little bit.
Absolutely.
First time since 2019.
No, it's great. I mean, and they should celebrate just like we're celebrating getting through regular season here.
That's true.
Are we-
we
what about-
are. I think we are.
Part of we is not celebrating anything.
We were talking
I'm
about-
in mourning. The red zone's going off the air
That's
in about 5 hours.
Oh, poor Red Zone. They'll be back next year. Don't worry, Paul.
Yeah, but I'm sure ESPN's going to do something to screw it up.
So you mentioned Drake May, the MVP conversation. I know the right on cue they put the graphic up, but Matthew Stafford didn't do himself any favors last week. Do you think Drake has solidified the title, or is there still politics? I know
my
strength
mind,
of schedule
has.
is a conversation.
I mean, I just think it's a function of what is the MVP, and do you want a player who didn't necessarily have the best team around him, but did the most with what he had? And I think that's always, for me, has been kind of the spirit of the award. But look, both of the guys have had excellent seasons, and I I don't know. At a certain point, you get invested in it, and then you start arguing. Like, you see people arguing about, well, they didn't lose Stafford, did they? And then you start to have feelings about it. But generally, I'm focused on getting in the playoffs and, get to the MVP thing.
You might be right. He doesn't like fun. I'm kidding.
I don't like fun. I don't like MVP awards.
Awards.
Thank God we got past that 12-win season. We're 13 season.
That one is I'm sort of in agreement. I don't really, I think it's really it'd be a great story if May in his second season wins the MVP.
He has his whole career ahead of him though too.
But MVPs in general don't really do a whole lot for me.
Yeah,
Titles do.
I see what you mean.
Like I always, people are always like, oh, what do you mean you don't care about the MVP? I was like, okay, how many Super Bowls does Joe Montana have? How many MVP? And people don't know the answer to the second question. Almost, unless it's, one of those real students of the game who just memorizes all that. I don't know how many MVPs Tom Brady had.
Yeah.
I don't know how MVPs Peyton Manning had. I know how many titles they won.
What you mean,
and that's really
what will people remember?
That's all I care about.
The Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
I like that perspective.
And regardless of the MVP, I think if you're a Patriots fan, you come out of this season feeling like we're on track now, and we've got a guy that we can believe in. And the fun to me though is now as you get into these late games, and we saw it in that Baltimore game where he had to lead a comeback. Is now you're going to get to learn more about Drake May with intensity ratcheted up, a playoff game, that kind of pressure. What we haven't seen that yet. So these are all new things to experience. It's like you got to that certain point with Brady and like you knew they were good, and it's just kind of like, all right, how's this game going to go? How's this matchup? You knew you could believe in them no matter what the matchup was. And not to say that I don't believe in Drake. It's just we haven't seen a lot of this stuff yet. Yeah. What's it going to look like against look at some of these defenses we're staring at, going against Houston's defense or Denver's defense or even the Chargers defense. Maybe they're all really good teams that are going to challenge the Patriots. So I'm just excited to see him get into that environment and see how he does.
Yeah, and build consistency, because that's really what dynasties end up being built off of.
Well, that's what's remarkable to me was just his consistency this year. And I think even through the first 3 games, we were probably talking about it on these shows that it felt like there's going to be some ebbs and flows, and that's usually what you expect from a second-year quarterback. But after that Carolina game, there were moments here and there, and he had a quarter were a little slower than others, or a couple bad turnovers along the way for sure. But generally speaking, his consistency this season has been incredible. And like to your point, that's what I'm most interested to see is like, does he just not miss a beat when he gets into the playoffs, and does he just continue to deliver like that, or does the pressure get to him? Do these defenses get to him? Things like that.
Absolutely. And in just a second, we're going to go behind enemy lines. It's brought to you by Pepsi. Game day is here. If you're tailgating, you should have stocked up at this point. You can grab a refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar 12-pack now, because tailgating deserves better. And we were talking a little bit about just Miami and obviously this matchup, but it's really a rebuild year for them, which we're going to learn in just a second from Hal Habib what exactly the feeling is around Miami and their organization rebuilding.
Yeah.
And right on cue, Hal Habib joins us now from the Palm Beach Post. Thank you for joining us and giving us some insider information.
I'll
give you a breather.
Now, did you rethink at all leaving Palm Beach to come to Foxborough here for the?
Did you buy this coat today?
20 degrees out.
2 weeks ago, I was in Pittsburgh. It was actually colder.
Yes, it was cold that night, the Monday night game.
And I came back home with COVID. So
no.
Other than that, I'm happy
good happens in Pittsburgh.
Right.
But how, like I mentioned, the Dolphins organization earlier this week, they found out that Troy Aikman would help lead up the general manager search. We know Tyreek Hill's out. Tua gets benched. So what's the overall feeling around this organization right now?
The overall feeling could probably be summed up like, what the heck?
That makes sense.
I mean, the big question, the overriding question for so long has been, is Mike McDaniel coming back next year?
Yeah.
And now we know we have a scheduled news conference with Mike for tomorrow. And as outlandish as it may sound, we could speak to him tomorrow, and then they hire a new GM next week. And what if the new GM says, I got a better idea? There's all sorts of things going on with this team right now. Troy Aikman thing, that came out of nowhere. No one could have seen that coming, and including Dan Marino, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
So, how much of a voice is Dan going to have? How much of a voice? It does make sense to look at it from this perspective. So much has gone wrong for the Dolphins. that getting a fresh voice and sort of semi-starting from scratch, maybe that's not such a bad idea.
But you've seen Mike McDaniel over these few years. I mean, do you feel like he deserves another chance, that he can get an offense to that high level that he's kind of known for?
Well, you're talking to a guy who's reluctant to just blurt out, they should fire this guy, they should fire that guy. I hate to see anybody lose their job. I do think that Mike has some good ideas, some things that can work. We've seen it work, in the glory days with Tyreek, and now he shifted over, and he's getting the most that you can get out of Devon Achane. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we're not going to see that today, but so there's a lot to be said for that. It did take him a while to adjust and not go to the bombs away attack and rely on the ground game, rely on defense, things like that. What about just instead of being such a physical team, which they've been for so long, instead of being such a speed team, which they've been for so long, they've kind of morphed into more of a physical team. And hey, December, January football, you got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what can you tell us about some of the players that we spent a lot of our pregame show talking about the players that won't be playing today for Miami. What can you tell us about some of these guys that maybe we're not as familiar with, who to keep an eye on today?
One guy who has caught my eye over the past couple of weeks is a guy who just joined the team in October, tight end Greg Dussault.
Oh, yeah.
A guy who his teammates are still trying to figure out how to pronounce his name. but Greg has a way of popping up at the right moment and making a play that can gash a defense. And it's unexpected. A guy you pick up on the waivers, you're not going to automatically expect him to be a playmaker like that. But he's a guy who I think has really set himself up nicely for next year, especially with Darren Waller now once again on injured reserve. Darren still can play in this league, but he can't stay healthy.
And what can you tell us real quick about your first impressions of Quinn Ewers?
Positive, I would say. The first outing was kind of rough, but it's their first outing. It happens to a lot of quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. I saw improvement last week. Unfortunately, I don't know what to think about today. I mean, you take away all his playmakers.
And it's his first game on the road, too.
First game, what's he supposed to do, So it's really sad that we don't get to really judge a whole lot about Quinn Ewers today. And, with only 3 starts, that's a very small sample size.
Along those lines, what do you think the plan is going to be at quarterback position this offseason?
I think they'll take a look around, see who's available. Maybe they go the route of a 1 or 2 year bridge guy. I don't think that Tua will be around next year. Obviously, there's a lot of dead money toward the salary cap that's going to handicap Miami big time. Same applies to Tyreek Hill for that matter. But they'll take a look around, maybe get in a veteran, and then see if they can get lucky in the draft. We'll see.
Do you think Tyreek is gone too?
Yes.
Wow.
I do.
Hal, I like to chime in with my red zone updates.
Oh yeah, please.
We just had a little history. We just had a little history made. Myles Garrett actually sacked Joe Burrow.
They wrote a song about him watching red zone
coming off the edge. He had it was a really good rush, but Burrow did a little. It wasn't quite Favre-esque, but it was close. But the place is going crazy for Myles Garrett. So single season NFL record, 23 sacks.
Just
it's pretty cool.
I just one more for you, Hal. Just Devon Achane had a fantastic year. I mean, I
love this guy.
One of the core pieces that they're going to rebuild around, you think?
Absolutely. They need to. The new GM, one of the first duties, should be very high on that list that Steve Ross hands him. It's got to be, let's get a contract done with this guy. Don't mess around. Don't take it down to the 11th hour. Especially given that if they take it that far, the price tag's only going to go up. So I don't know what Devon is going to be looking for dollar-wise. Hopefully the two sides can be reasonable in their approach because Miami needs him. It's been a while since they've had a running back that can do as much as he can, both as a running back and as a receiver out of the backfield. So he's definitely a major building block for this team going forward.
before we let you go, what's your prediction for this one?
Oh man.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's
Team
tradition,
predictions,
right?
tough.
It's not
tough.
fair.
My prediction is if the Dolphins get past single digits in points, it's a good day for Quinn Ewers.
There we go.
If the Patriots don't win by a few touchdowns or more, it's a bad day for the Patriots.
Well said.
Wow.
Very well said. Hal Habib, make sure you're following him on X. Thank you so much for giving us some of your insight. And the Patriots pregame show will be right back after the break.
Thanks,
Thank
Al.
you.
Thank you.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
Is Gillette Labs.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
Is Gillette Labs.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
This Patriots pregame show is brought to you by Brunt Workwear. They make work boots and apparel that are built for the job site. Their gear is comfortable, durable, and named after the real workers in the trades that help design it. Save $10 on your first order at bruntworkwear.com/Pats or with coupon code PATS. And by Tostitos. Football fans know traditions matter. They're what inspire us to make masa in Tostitos the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels. Discover your next tradition this football season. Head to the store, grab your Tostitos team bag, and scan the code for a chance to score an epic experience with the Patriots. Tostitos. Tradition matters.
Join the show by calling in at 855-PATS-500 or email at podcast@patriots.com. Now, back to the Patriots pregame show fueled by Dunkin'.
Welcome back into the Patriots pregame show. Right now we have video of warm-ups at Gillette Stadium. It's a little chilly outside, but nothing the Patriots
Not for
aren't used
Marcus.
to.
No,
Not for Marcus
no.
at all.
Marcus ready to go.
Maybe the Dolphins, they most likely will be adjusting to this one.
Yeah, I think, well, it's Hal Habib can show us.
Right, exactly. He
Not
was
everybody
cold.
loves the
We should
cold.
have given him the space
It's a
heater.
little tough.
He
but-
was great, though. Like,
Crushed
you know,
it.
what are some of these guys? Well, yeah, you know.
He's
not
being
a lot.
realistic, right?
You know, just real quick on Marcus Jones there, though, too. Just a guy who's been battling a little bit. And as I'm kind of like Paul, I'm looking a little bit at the Chargers game, and I'm looking at Ladd McConkey in the slot. And I'm thinking about, you know, that potential matchup. But really would be great to see, you know, Marcus Jones get maybe a reduced workload today, get him nice and ready for the playoffs. He's such an impact player this year. Punt return, playing in the slot, being physical, earned himself a contract extension. So it's been a great year for more, you know, first-time captain. He's had a great year. Love to see him really finish it strong. Kind of like Ramondre here that we're seeing too the last couple of weeks.
Do you think we see him today?
Yeah, I think we will, and continue to build on him getting healthy. As Paul pointed out in our post-game show a couple of weeks ago, is his pass protection. He just does a little bit of everything. You're never going to maybe look at the stats with him and say, oh, he had 25 carries for 180. It's going to be 12 carries for like 80 yards, and he's going to have like 4 catches for another like 40 yards. He just does everything.
But whatever the yardage is, can he be productive? Maybe he only gets 8 or 10 carries, but can he average, 4.5, 5 yards a carry to give them that balance?
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this a lot when I was on the Sports Hub pregame show just before our show, and just the potential for balance that gives the offense, I think, could be a game changer for this offense, because they know they can move the ball through the air, but you don't want to, in the playoffs, have to rely on dropping your quarterback back every play. So I think if they can get something out of Stevenson, and then maybe still have that big playability that Henderson's given him, 4 50-plus yard touchdown runs,
I love it.
That's a great balance.
Yep.
And that physicality plays in the bad weather too,
Exactly,
with Stevenson. So
For sure.
great sign that he's playing probably his best football of the year now.
Right now.
Especially maybe you run into Buffalo again. I would just love to have a fully healthy Stevenson to try to attack that run defense.
So, that's also on the table. And this, Houston losing in the third quarter puts Buffalo in the second round, I think, kind of in play, if I'm not mistaken, because I think Houston would drop to 6 and Buffalo would jump to 5. If Buffalo were to win, Buffalo would have to win. Assuming the Patriots win, Houston beats Jacksonville at 6. Houston would then go to Denver if Denver wins, and they're the 1. Patriots and Buffalo, if Buffalo wins, that would be ding, ding.
Ding, ding. I don't fear no man. I don't fear no man.
But I pity
Except
the
for
fool.
Josh Allen.
But that's
And I'll
that's-
destroy
that would
any
be-
man who tries to take away what I got.
That would be quite the matchup with some juice. Here as we see Drake and his blockers heading out.
His besties.
The entrance. Here we go.
So interesting nugget. We see Garrett Bradbury there right next to Drake. Mike Reese this morning. I don't know if you guys checked out his Sunday notes. Last week was the first snaps of the season that Garrett Bradbury has missed when he came out of that game. And I thought it spoke. Bradbury, I guess, really prides himself on being the Iron Man. He played every snap last year in Minnesota, and he had done so this year prior to being removed in a blowout. He fought through some I think an illness that he came up with, and he was kind of questionable late in one of the weeks, maybe about a month ago. Yeah, so he's answered the bell. I think it would have been very easy for him to be selfish, not really selfish, but go to the coaches and say, "Hey, I got this streak going on here. Do you know, because I'm sure that if Vrabel thought about it that way, he probably would have said, "Oh yeah, we can do that." He said it didn't come to his mind to do that. So I thought that was interesting. Mike Reese had that little anecdote this morning.
Another one of those good stories from this year. I mean, remember watching in the summer, thinking seems kind of like an audition at center a little bit. A lot of guys getting opportunities. And Bradbury's just really stepped in and solidified that position. A couple weeks ago, we had Morgan Moses in here, and he was quick to point out Bradbury as being one of the glue guys, really tying it all together there in the offensive line, and their Shirley Temples that they like to get. But he's a lot of those kind of stories this year for this Patriots team of just guys who have had really solid years and. And also with Bradbury winning the Good Guy Award, the Ron Hobson Good Guy Award from the media, as somebody who's always willing to talk for the team, and he's put in plenty of that time this year. So another one of those good stories this year, and we'll see how it all finishes off today.
Exactly. And while we look towards this game, of course, the favorite fan voice, I think, is the fan voice. So let's get to our usual with Patty and Agawam. How are you feeling today, Patty?
I'm doing all right. How's everyone else doing?
Hey, Patty.
We're feeling good.
Doing good.
Ready for the playoffs.
Right. We're on to the playoffs.
Yeah, baby.
Already.
This one has a very preseason-y feel.
Kind of does. I had 3 things that I wanted to go over. The first one, Kwani, you did an excellent job of hosting the show this season, especially on pretty short notice.
Thank you.
He came in kind of at the last minute, and I think you did a great job.
Thank you, and thank you guys for growing with me.
Hey. Second thing is,
oh my God.
Fawn's on the phone.
What was that?
Hey.
I got no faith in Trey Lance. I never liked him.
Let it all out.
I don't think we have. I don't think we have a prayer getting the first seed, but I'm okay as long as we hold on to the second seed. There's a chance that Denver gets upset, and we might. And if we make it that far, we could possibly go to the AFC.
I give the Chargers a puncher's chance. You never know.
Anything's possible.
You
have some hope,
Paulie, especially this year.
Well, because Trey Lance is a guy he's pretty much a poster child for that sort of mentality that I've been talking about for 2 weeks. I mean, he is, a former third overall pick who's never really had a chance. I mean, I know everybody just says, like, bust.
Yeah.
And he probably is.
But this is his game to prove
But he's
himself.
never really had a chance to play for any length of time. Whenever he's gotten a chance to play, he's gotten hurt.
Yeah.
So he's never really, just played 10, 12 games in a row. Who knows? Maybe he goes out there, he balls out today, and someone wants to give him a contract next year.
Yeah.
To be their starter. Maybe it'll be Miami.
Right.
I think we just heard from Hal, and I think that's the direction Miami's going to go. Is they're going to look for a guy and give him an opportunity for a second act, like so many of these other teams have. We're seeing, we're seeing Seattle have a chance to do it right now. So who knows? Maybe Trey Lance is on that, second act carousel.
Yeah.
I like that.
I would love it because I'm not worried about Miami. The three guys that I was worried about are not playing. Fitzpatrick, A-Chain, and Jalen Waddle. But the very last thing I wanted to go over was the MVP conversation, which, for the record, I don't care if Drake May wins it. I really don't. But I'm going to paraphrase kind of what Mike Giardi said after they beat Buffalo in Buffalo, which was generally – he said it's going to be hard for the Patriots to kind of maintain the success that they had, and Drake May, but they've done it, right? But he said generally what the voters look for, because he polled a few people, as he's wont to do. What they look for is the best player, let's just say the best quarterback on either the first or second seed, a division winner, somebody that's competing for like the top two seeds in the playoffs. And if you go by that criteria, like Stafford's had a great season. If he wins it, I don't care. But like they're in the wild cards. The Patriots are competing for one of the top two spots, and he is far and away the best player on the team. If you take him off this team, they're 4-13. They're not going to be 13-4 or 14-3. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Patty.
Where's Patty? Yeah, we're seeing.
I don't. But I don't. That's not. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to get into the play. We can do that. I
Post game.
assume.
It's a tease. Make sure you tune in to the post game show.
Yeah, I was just going to highlight Booty. Booty's back. Booty's back after missing last week with a concussion. So you get another guy to get back into the mix. And Stephon Diggs got some. He's got some incentives today too. I got it written down somewhere. I forget where. I think he needs like 6 catches and like 30 yards, something like that, to hit over $1 million in incentives today. Hunter Henry, too, I think, needs a little bit of yardage. Hunt. To pick up some incentives. So keep an eye on that and see how those guys do.
There we go. All right. Up next, Nate in Connecticut. What's the feel?
What's up, Nate?
Not much. Not much. I got some things to say. So first off, I really think it's going to be a good game today, depending on whether we pull the starters or not. Will Campbell coming back, the relationship him and Drake have is just something that you don't see in the NFL. I really think that's going to be fun these next couple of years, but then also this potential deep playoff run. And my second thing for you guys is I forget which one of you guys said it last time I called in, but one of you guys said that the nickname Drake May was worse than 6'7". And
I posed the question.
What? No.
I'm here to say it is not worse. People don't go around screaming Drake May, but they do with 6'7". And the whole 6'7" trend. It's funny at first, and it's annoying now.
Especially for teachers. Shout out to all the teachers out there.
I'd say it's the same. They both kind of
equally stupid to fall.
They both don't make any sense.
Yeah.
And that does not happen with Drake May. Obviously, it is a mouthful to say.
It is.
But it's just it's not annoying. It might be if we overuse it, but I don't think it's gotten enough people to actually overuse it like 6'7".
Yeah.
And go Pats.
Go Pats.
Thanks, Nate.
All right, Tony in Canada, up north. Hello.
Hey, hi,
Tony.
guys. Yeah, so regarding the game, I was watching a bit of the Jags game earlier, too.
Ooh.
And I was hoping they would lose that game so we have the 2 seed locked up. But the more that I think about it, the Miami Dolphins, I don't see them having any chance against us. So I want to see the Pats win just like we did last week. Milton Williams, I think, will be big. But Miami doesn't have any of their star players. And I heard something that over the last 6 games, with the exception of one game, they only scored 21 points. So if we start off strong like we did against the Jets, I don't see this being even a close game. So I'm hoping we have the same kind of thing, and I'll listen to the rest of the show. Thanks,
you,
guys.
Tony.
Go Pats.
Thanks, Tony. I mean, it's just hard to say because you're like, yeah, I think Cedric Wilson's really, or like, I'm like looking down their depth chart, like, yeah, I gotta watch out for Theo Wease. Like,
Right.
I don't even know who's playing really.
That's real. That's always
And
a good question, Paul.
this
Who
is
should we
not
look out
like, you know,
for?
to Tony's point, he's right. It's not an overly high power. You think of Miami as like the McDaniel thing, but you know, you heard from Hal. He said like it took him a while to get away from the speed element to try to go more power. But yeah, and down the stretch, they scored 30 in the big win over Buffalo, then 16, 21, 34, 15, 21, 20. So it's not, you know, it's an average offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the high-powered Mike McDaniel offense that maybe people are still thinking about from 2 or 3 seasons ago. It's not that group. And even that group, Mike, in this weather, couldn't do that. So they're going to try to run the ball. Jalen Wright's probably going to get a bunch of carries today.
Mm-hmm.
They'll try to keep their young quarterback out of too many bad situations. I just don't know how they keep up. What do you say? If they get out of single digits, he'd be surprised?
Yeah. And I mean, and you know, Jordan Brooks too, their leading tackler. I mean, in another part where you're going to try to target the run game with the Patriots. Saw Big Milt walk by. Here comes Big Will Campbell coming back. I'm sure he's excited. They asked him how he felt when the injury happened. His was a one-word response, just simply the F word.
Oh, Devon Herman on the side too.
It was very poignant.
But no, they had some fun with him, with Morgan Moses playing the Undertaker theme, the theme, excuse me. So I think those guys just seem so close, that offensive line room, and you can, you know, tell that from, you know, Marcus Bryant, guy who doesn't really play, all the way up to, you know, Will Campbell, first-round pick, Morgan Moses, you know, double-digit veteran. It's a really tight, close group, and after the last couple of years, the issues that they've had in the offensive line, it's been a breath of fresh air to just feel good about that group. You know, they fought through it. It hasn't been perfect all year long, but they've overcome some injuries here and there, and you know, generally they've kept Drake May well enough protected to have an MVP type season.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, we just saw Christian Gonzalez playing catch with some of the kids.
Yeah.
What are you two expecting from him in a game like this?
Probably not a lot. Hopefully his talents are
they don't really have
shut down
receivers.
Theo Wease.
But I mean, going back to, you know, thinking about the playoffs though, because, you know, this is something that has been talked about a lot of you know, and I think honestly it kind of goes hand in hand with some of the schedule stuff of that, you know, you haven't really seen the healthy wide receivers that where you really would love to have Christian Gonzalez and see all his value. And when I'm looking, you know, specifically, I kind of been focused on the Chargers, and you know, if we're in the post-game show and that's who they're playing, we can dive in a little bit more. But you know, when you look at a guy like Keenan Allen, I'm thinking, well, that's a good matchup for Christian Gonzalez. That's the kind of guy, and got to have it moments that, you know, I could see Christian Gonzalez being on him. You know, I already mentioned in the slot with Marcus Jones and you know, Carlton Davis against Quentin Johnson. So you start to get into these playoff teams where they have a number of different targets and really good athletes. Could look at Houston as well, just off the top of my mind. Like, I think this is where you're going to see the real value of Christian Gonzalez and what you need him for. And they're going to need they're going to need great play from him in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. All right, let's get into over-unders. The next big snowstorm could be around the corner. Make sure you're ready so that you can clear your snow and get back inside to cheer on your New England Patriots as we head into the playoffs. Aaron's is proud to be the official snowblower of the New England Patriots. Visit www.ariens.com to find your errands. All right, Paul, last week.
So last week, Mike, 4-2.
What?
Yeah.
Paul, 3-3.
And look who's at the bottom.
Kwani, 2-4.
Embarrassing.
Beginner's luck is running out.
So it is a good race here. It could for the last spot, the last game, 57-39 for Kwani. Only one game back, Mike.
See, I had to keep you guys on your
56 and 40, Mike. You can catch it. I'm 46 and 50, so
it's really a
I
race.
can't
It's
catch.
over, Deuce versus
I can't
Kwani.
catch no one. I could catch a cold.
Don't do
Hopefully
that.
we
We
don't
need
catch
you for the
COVID.
playoffs, right?
I did
Al's scaring me.
I did kind of like.
Ready to have you in studio?
There's something going on around. All right. Well, let's start with Drake May. Passing yards, 243.5. The question is, should he even play this entire game?
How long does he play?
That's the
I'm
the
going to
question.
say he
on this
doesn't play
one.
long enough to get it. I'm going to go under on that one. Please and thank you.
I'm going to take the over. I guess I'm just going to play a little game theory and try to go opposite.
So I actually was going to take the over too, just seeing how long he played
Good.
against the Jets.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, I don't think he should play that long,
Oh.
but he can get the over.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
great.
Sorry, I just kind of
And we're
word
tied.
mushed that together. We're tied right now.
Come on, Drake. Have a bad day.
No, don't do that.
Team player, Mike.
All right, Quinn Ewers, passing yards, 194.5.
I'm going to take the under on that one. Did not like the way
Played the last
our
2
guest sounded with regard to the help that he has. I just find that as a
Greg
rookie,
Dulcich not going to be enough for him.
rookie
you don't think?
third-string quarterback without any real help around
Yeah.
him, I don't like his chances.
I'm going to take the over as well, even though
Kwani, you're putting on a
Hal,
silver platter
I
for
know.
me. I'm going under. I'm going under, and I'm in first. Let it-
just giving, but I really appreciate the point of this is opportunity for players that don't get enough game time to build a tape. So hopefully he's build some tape today, Quinn, for the sake of my over-unders. Next up, Travion Henderson, rushing yards. That's at 59.5. I guess I'm first.
Yeah.
I am going to take, I'm going to take the over. It's a run game situation, hopefully.
I'm with you, Kwani. I'm going to take the over
It's safer
too.
for the players.
This might be in one, like half of it at least will be in one carry. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
without Jordan Brooks, he's going to break
Well,
one
I think
today,
Jordan
you
Brooks
know?
is playing.
Oh, he is. I
Yeah,
thought he was out.
but
sorry.
I just looking at the inactives, he's unless they put him on IR, and I don't know about
sorry,
it.
that's my bad.
I'm going to take the over also for the same reason that Mike is. I think that there could be a 30 or 40 yard run here. Again, you got to kind of get it quick because I don't think these guys are going to be in the game in the second half very long.
All right, up next, Jalen Wright, rushing yards, 55.5.
This is you, Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to go over on that one. I just think they're going to keep handing it to him more no matter what the score is, and he'll get 60, 70 yards, something like
Yeah, I'm going to take the over on that one also. I think that's basically all they got to lean on, and I think he's a decent back, Jalen Wright.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Patriots have had some struggles. I know Milton Williams is going to be back, but doesn't mean they're going to fix their run-stopping woes.
I guess I'm playing game theory now. I'm going to take the under in spite of the 2v, but also I'm hoping this Patriots run defense can get acclimated to stopping a run.
Yeah.
And again, ahead of the playoffs.
I know it's tough to
get
read
every
too
rep
much
you
into
can.
it.
I
though,
know.
You know, I mean, it's
know.
good to get Milton Williams back for sure, and I think he's just part of keeping that group in sync. But at
Who
the
had a
same time,
good
the
game
real
against Miami
pieces
earlier
are
in the season.
Spillane and Landry on the edge, and Tonga especially. So those three. Again, we're gonna get to next week, and it's gonna be like, all right, who's ready? What's it look like?
Who can play? Yeah. Okay, Andre Borregales, kicking points, 8.5.
Ooh.
The deep breath.
It's a pretty good number.
I'm going to take the over. I'm going to look for a lot of scoring from the Patriots today. So
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be fun.
couple field goals,
I
couple
like
extra
fun.
You're
points.
gonna do fun?
You don't like fun. You're anti-fun.
You know, it'll be fun. A lot of
In
Andy
fact.
Borregales field goals today.
That
I'm
would
going
be
over.
fun. Yeah, I'm going to go over as well. He's been fairly reliable this season. And this is a game where, hey, pad your stats as well. And finally, total score, 45.5. I think.
So wait, you guys both took the under on the kicker?
Yeah.
I took the over.
I took
on
the
kick-
over.
Yeah.
Kwani took the under.
Wait a minute.
I took the over on Borregales.
Oh, okay.
And you took
over.
Over. You all took over.
We're all over.
We're all over. it.
Okay.
High
Total
on
score
Borregales.
45.5.
Well, according to my kicking points math, I'm going to take the over.
Shoot, I'm gonna stick with my score, and I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under just by a half a
I'm
point.
kind of nervous
though,
now.
but-
What if I lose off of this one?
Yeah, I took the under on my score too, I believe.
You do, yeah?
Yeah, under.
Under? Okay.
Under.
2 unders and an over. We'll see how that goes.
The overs and unders.
Usually not too
Unders.
good for me. I'm not good. I'm not good.
Ugh.
to me.
All you got to do is beat her by 2 and you win.
That's true.
Well, we'll see on the postgame show.
May the best man, woman win. All right. Also, time now for the Sunday Six Pack. It's brought to you by the Massachusetts 250 campaign, commemorating a history of possibility. You can plan your revolutionary weekend at Massachusetts250.org. Let's hear the music.
This is the Sunday Six Pack, so kick back and listen to my position. I'm itching to get the picks back. You better bring a big stack. Get it mixed, Jack. I came to win it. Yeah, this is the Sunday Six Pack.
Like he said, I came to win it, but let's see how I did last week. Paul, do you have those numbers?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Hold, please.
I caught you off guard.
Mike, 5-1.
Ridiculous.
Last week.
Where has this been all
Paul
year?
and Kwani 4-2. Just checking this.
The
Hold
final
on.
overall
hold,
season.
please.
This is a close one.
Yeah, I probably should have been a little bit more prepared.
No, it's okay.
Yes. So Kwani, 45-38. You have this one put away. Mike is 37-46. I'm 36-47. So it's just a battle for second place between Mike and I.
We'll see.
We're battling.
You battle for the second
It's
place.
going to really impact our day tomorrow.
Of course.
On how this goes. You know, we might not be speaking to each other.
A lot is relying on this. We'll start with the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo with a 10-point spread.
I've heard some speculation like the Bills want to maybe they want to lose it. So I'm like, if you want to lose
that's
to that
dumb.
terrible
That's
Jets team in the last game of Highmark Stadium,
No.
do it.
I think Josh would.
But
no.
I think it would take a special effort to lose this game unless they.
Josh Allen has too much pride for that.
See, I don't think Josh Allen's going to play. So I don't know. He's going to start, but I think I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I really don't.
All right,
So who do you take?
I'm going to go Buffalo -10, but if they lost this game, I'd be pretty impressed. I'd be pretty impressed.
Yeah, I'm going to take Buffalo also. I just think the Jets don't have anything going right now. Although that was such a bad performance last week, don't they have to kind of respond? But I'm going to take Buffalo.
So I agree with you. At first, you think pride would help the Jets hopefully pull a win out of this one, but I don't think they are even talented enough to do it. So I'm also taking Buffalo in this one. Up next, this one's very fun. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. Denver -14 on the spread. But as we know, if the Chargers win, this could help the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't think the Chargers will win, but I'm taking the 14 points. I think that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos might try to do the similar kind of thing and get a lead and then throttle it down. Make sure you stay healthy. So I'm going to take the Chargers to cover the 14.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Paul. I saw Bo Nix juggling on the field, and it just put a bad taste in my mouth.
I don't really know what that means.
I feel like you guys agree with me, though.
He just hates fun.
He's doing a children's birthday party out there.
Okay,
I'm like, what's
but
going
the
on?
NFL caption was,
So I saw
Bo Nix has the AFC #1 seed in his hand.
I saw extensive video of the Patriots wide receivers in our pregame, footage, throwing a ball back and forth with a coach, it looked like a tennis ball.
It wasn't juggling. It wasn't like a children's performance.
He was juggling. He's juggling the #1 seed
whatever
in
you
his
need
hand.
to do to get yourself ready to play. I don't know.
All right,
hand-eye coordination.
I'll go Denver +4.
I
There
already
we
took it.
go.
I gave you the laugh.
I mean,
now
sorry.
you're changing?
Chargers. Sorry.
I was going to say, I thought we were
3
3 for 3. All
You
right,
know what I meant.
now we're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Black.
Okay, up next, Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. Kansas City with a -4.5 on the spread. Both of those teams, they're playing for nothing really, but
Yeah. Well, the Raiders are playing for potentially the first overall pick. I don't know if you're playing for that. They're playing
Then
for
you
it when
lose.
you lose and win. So
That's kinda how that
sounds like
work.
you're playing against it.
When you
But
put it that way.
I'm gonna take Kansas City. I just think they're a proud team and they'll pull out an effort there against the Raiders at the end.
yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I have Kansas City also. I'll lose again with Kansas City. I've lost pretty. I mean, but I just can't pick the Raiders.
No,
And
He's probably
they have
maybe
like
Kelsey's
they
No, I
have
think
like
you're
3
right.
good players, and
That's
none
true.
of them are playing. So
Kelsey's going to become a stay-at-home dad.
Right.
Like this is his
A lot of Swifties,
might
I would
potentially
imagine,
his
at the
grand
game,
finale.
sending him off.
He wants a win for this one. All right.
Oh, look at this. The Browns won.
Oh, yeah. The Browns are really excited. 2018 win over the Bengals. All right. The Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles with -14.
goodness.
That is a huge spread.
That is a huge spread. I seen too. Jonathan Gannon might be a little bit on the hot seat as well. 3-13, probably deservedly so. I'm gonna take the Cardinals +14.
I am going to take the Rams. I know they're banged up too. I know both of their running backs are questionable, and I can't imagine they're going to get much out of Devontae Adams. Probably put him on ice, but I'm gonna take them.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Rams as well. Like, just looking at the Cardinals season, they also are in a rebuild era as well. So
I believe the Rams need to win to secure the 5 seed.
Yeah.
And that is probably even bigger in the NFC.
Yeah.
To play a losing team, in the 5-4 game.
to help them out. Yeah. All right, moving on to Sunday Night Football, the one that everyone has their eye on. The Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore with minus 3.5 on the spread.
Who's that?
Is that me? I'm gonna take the hook. I'm gonna take the half point. I'll take Pittsburgh to cover.
Ooh.
Baltimore to win, Pittsburgh to cover.
Interesting. What do you got, Kwani?
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh in this one as well. I didn't hear the drop on that one.
It's the hook.
Oh, the hook. Okay.
The hoof.
Yes.
You take the pit?
Especially Lamar Jackson. It's unfortunate. He's been dealing with so many injuries this season.
I know.
That I would hope he has a good grand season finale, but
got knee in the back by the Patriots
I know.
last week. Thanks a lot, Patriots. I'm going to take Baltimore. I think they roll.
You took Baltimore?
I take Baltimore.
I took. Who did I take? Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I had to think about it.
You want the hoof?
Yeah.
Or an upset.
All right. See. All right. Last but not least, the game right here at Foxborough, the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. New England with a minus 13.5 point spread. That is a huge spread.
Yeah.
So if you go to the over-unders and you do more math.
Because I had a score and it was minus 10 and I had all lined
Well,
up.
I'll go first then. My score is not affected. 33-6 Patriots roll in this game.
Shoot, I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna be consistent, Kwani. I'm gonna
As you
go
should.
Miami plus 13.5. I got the Patriots 28-17.
Okay, and as usual, I don't think I have not picked the Patriots all season long, so I have to stay consistent. But also, everything we talked about Miami in this pregame show just leads to them winning. They don't have any real weapons, and I'm not really high on them.
Nor should you be. I mean, they're winding it down.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were in this spot last year. You know what this feels like, and you've seen a lot of these teams wrap up having nothing to play for. So, I think that's part of the mood today. It's just this is the last game. There's not a lot on the line. There is a little bit, but at the same time, that it's going to get really exciting starting tomorrow when you find out who you're playing, where you're playing, playoffs, baby, first time in 4 years. So,
Exactly, and we know what's at stake right now with this win, and hope potentially a Denver loss to the Chargers. The Patriots would get that number 1 seed with a win plus a Denver win. They stick at the number 2 seed spot. And then with a loss, the Patriots would earn a number 3 seed. So, again, no need for a loss, but potentially number 1 seed could still be in play.
Yeah,
depending on how the Chargers play.
Yeah, and then we'll see, how some of these guys look. Kayshon Boutte right back in. Will Campbell snap to snap. How much does Milton Williams play? What's he look like? High ankle sprain, those things. He's still got explosiveness. It's really what I'm most interested to see. Just how do those guys stack up? Are they going to be ready to go next week and to jump in? Because I think they're going to have to lean on those guys even more with, maybe Jared Wilson's out, maybe Landry's not 100%, Spillane, etc.
Mike, how much do you think we'll see Milton Williams and Will Campbell today?
I'm going to say about 65% snaps.
Do you think they'll play the full load until the starters come out, or do you think they'll be spotted even when the rest of the starters are
I'm
in
going to
there?
go with on Will Campbell. I think he's in till the starters come out, maybe mid-third quarter. And I would say with Milton Williams, we're rotating him in. We're getting him, getting him some work, get him out, kind of manage him a little bit easier with that position. So that's my expectation. But, we'll see.
Yeah. Do you think they play as much, especially knowing you do need them for the playoffs?
I think if it's a good game, a close game, a real game all the way through, I still think both of those guys will be spotted a little bit. Just make sure that they stay healthy. I'm not sure that they're ready to play a full load, but we'll see. Maybe Mike's right. Maybe Will Campbell will take a full load. I would sort of rotate a little bit with Badarian Lowe. Make sure he's ready to go in the playoffs.
Wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, and this would also, at that point in the game, it would obviously be a good opportunity to let some other players in.
Yeah, well,
I'm talking if the game is close. If the
I'm
game's a
hoping
blowout,
that's not the case.
like
I
last
purposely
week,
ignored that part.
No, but I'm saying if it's like last week and they come out, then that's why they only played 60% of the snaps, because they didn't play the fourth quarter. I'm talking if the game is competitive throughout, do those guys take a full workload?
Fair.
And I don't know. I don't know the answer. That's why I asked Mike, because Mike's smart.
Well, one last point
Mike's smart.
I'll make too, just with the receivers is, how does it look without Matt Collins? Last week they didn't have Boutte and Chisholm got some snaps, but, now you have Boutte back. These are going to be kind of, I guess, the 5 guys you go into the game with. how do you manage these guys? I mean, I think Mac Hollins is such an underrated loss with everything that he did. I mean, he was leading the team in receptions there. So I think it's really just that's how they solve.
I have
that
another
problem.
good one for you because you're smart.
I am. Am I?
So
don't question it.
Kyle Williams kind of takes the Booty role when Booty's not in there. Well, Booty's back this week. Does Efton Chisholm get a bigger role than Kyle Williams this week?
That's a good question.
I mean, and how do they feel about blocking?
Because
I know that Chiz gets a lot of love for his.
Everybody was telling everybody, Todd Downing talking about it's not about the size of the player, it's the heart. I hadn't heard that one before.
Like the Grinch.
But is that the role that they have for Efton Chisholm is more the Mac Hollins role?
Maybe a glimpse
again, I don't know
of how they're going to manage it, or at least some experimentation of what they're going to do when they get into the playoffs.
So it'd be interesting to see if he has a bigger role today than Kyle Williams.
Well, it all remains to be seen. Make sure you tune back in here to the Patriots post-game show with all the post-game analysis. Thank you for watching the Patriots post-game show. For Paul Perillo and Mike Dussault, I'm Kwani Lunis. Enjoy the game.
This Patriots pregame show is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. It's important to have confidence when on the road. With Bridgestone tires on your car, truck, SUV, or minivan, you're riding on tires you can trust. They're engineered to give you peace of mind so you can focus on enjoying the journey. Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Available now at Sullivan Tire.